I don't know where she is. She is late again. It's about time.
Hey, I'm here. I'm sorry. So who's on the show tonight?
Of all nights for you to be late, Brad Pitt is on the show tonight.
And we're live in 5, 4.
Hi, I'm Ritchie.
And I'm Cynthia Campfield.
Join us for Yadda Yadda. Great conversation, great guests, great fun.
Every Monday night at 9 here on Blab TV.
Here on Blab TV. Yadda yadda yadda. Yadda yadda yadda. With Dee and Cynthia right here on Blab TV. Yadda yadda yadda. It's Dee and Cynthia here on Blab TV.
Welcome to Yadda Talk. Here it is, Memorial Day weekend.
I can't believe it. Where has the month gone?
I don't know. God, where has the year gone?
I know, but you know, this is a big weekend around Pensacola.
Absolutely. It's time for everyone to be gay.
It's time for all the good-looking guys in great cars to come to town.
I know.
They're not available.
They dress great, they look great, you know, it is eye candy for everyone.
I went to see Troy this weekend.
I did too.
I know, so did half of the other women in the world.
Right, and you know, and I still don't know who Troy is.
Who cares? We did not go to see that movie for its historical value.
No.
I already knew the story anyway.
No, but you know, money that you spend on sitting in a nice theater watching Brad Pitt scantily clad is well worth it.
Worth every...
Yes.
Actually, they could have doubled the price of those
They
tickets.
could have. They
could.
have.
And you know, I usually don't get this way about men in film.
You
I
don't?
don't. Well, you know, Robert Redford.
Right.
But not like this.
Well,
it's different.
There are very few men, you know, that I would say have affected me the way Brad has.
Well, I think you're not alone.
But it's really funny because, you know, so many of the women there in the theater also were there strictly for Brad.
But you know, they're talking about Helen. Helen was supposed to be the one with the beauty.
Who is Helen?
I know.
Do you think that it's okay for a woman to ask a man out?
Absolutely.
At what point is it okay? I mean, and at what point does she become a stalker?
Oh, when she comes back after, no, I would
Watch
say
it.
No, I think at any point, you know, too
Really?
soon might be a little too aggressive, I would think, but right after hello is...
Right after hello is
well,
okay?
it depends.
It's an interesting situation. Catherine Harris, of course, is running against Bill Nelson.
Right, no one likes her.
Bill Nelson is secure.
Right, well, that's because no one likes Catherine Harris because her makeup is really bad.
No, well, if I hear her whine, now this just takes the cake. She's whining because she says the media distorts her makeup.
I know, I saw that.
Well, now, we've tried that before, and it didn't fly for us,
No, it
so
didn't
we're
work
not
for
buying
us,
it for
so
her
it's not going to
either.
work for her.
Tell us, oh, queen of kissing.
Well, you know, okay, there's the approach. Okay, then there's the landing, then there's the linger, and then there's the release.
I just saw the movie Kinsey, and he didn't have the same categories. If you still plan to have children and want to nurse on
I
down the
did that.
line,
I have breast implants, and I nursed.
is that right?
Yep, absolutely, no
Yes, I did.
problem. with
I
that.
learned new things about you all the time.
A year ago, I didn't even know who Mike Price was. So
Most
that,
of us didn't.
I had no idea who he was. It was just sort of, he showed up and he came, he saw, he conquered.
Sort of.
Sort of, yeah. Well, now at least he has a job, so I'm happy.
Yeah, that's good. We wish him well.
Yes, I wish him very well. It seems that all of a sudden my new slogan or whatever is that, you know, we're the controversial, you know, topless bar and that kind of thing, and we didn't mean to be.
Because most of them really aren't controversial.
No.
What kinds of things do you look for, though, in a woman? I mean, what kinds of things are appealing to you?
You like older women, right?
That's...
Older blonde women.
Of course. Of course.
See, because if you don't say that, Cynthia will write an article
That's
about
right.
you.
Okay. In that case, I love older women.
Oh, you're so
Older,
good.
older blonde women especially.
Well, so do you date younger women?
Well, no, I don't. Personally, I don't. And I had a friend of mine
We
who wanted
like him.
had a friend of mine that one time wanted to set me up with the woman he was dating's daughter in her 20s, and I said, man, if she doesn't know who the Waltons were, she doesn't know who Fonzie was, then I don't want anything to do with it.
I think marriage should be an institution where if you get married, you can't get a divorce.
You
You need
can't,
to-
not
you
for
cannot.
any
You
reason?
cannot, because
there
either
are
people-
reasons.
Okay, do you have a girlfriend now?
No,
No. Your last girlfriend. How old was she?
28.
Racehorse.
How long did that relationship last?
About a year. Of course, I did it with the intent of being married. Now you have to understand.
Did you? What?
The ad
That's-
says
okay.
the ad says trophy. I don't agree with that. It wasn't tag and release.
It wasn't
You were
tagged?
serious.
You were serious about this one?
Absolutely.
Have you completely
Really?
ruled out marriage?
No.
Would you like to
Why
be
didn't
married?
you get married? What happened?
Well, I'm probably a late bloomer.
No, why did you break up?
That might be a little personal question.
Well,
Why
he
did
can-
you?
he can- yeah.
I have to have a little sip of that wine before I can answer that.
Here.
All right.
The men that are older, we don't have the egos to deal with. We don't have the egos to deal with. We don't have the egos to deal with.
Oh, come
Excuse
on.
me?
Oh,
The ego-
come
the
Now,
on.
egos-
you had
egos
me
are
going
put
there
aside.
for a while.
No, the egos are put aside, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
No way.
Do you?
Don't do it for the trophy.
It has to be a consideration, though. I mean, and how does it feel to get, not that you have ever been in this position, of course, but to get dumped by a 25-year-old? I mean, it has to bruise the ego.
Not really, because those are, again, ego issues.
Yeah, and you don't have one.
Part of a good relationship is learning as you grow with your mate, not just responding to the problems. And so after 28 years, and actually the inspiration for the book came last year at Christmas time. I was watching some relatives and friends at a party, and I said to myself, after 28 years of marriage, these guys did not have a clue of how women think, how they react to the world.
Well, that's why you have divorces after
Exactly.
26 years of marriage.
And it's really sad because the concepts that a man needs to understand about how females operate are not that complex. We're not talking about brain surgery here.
Tell us now, how did you get involved with the film, and what are you doing?
Well, let me back up and tell you.
Are you hoping for a part in this film?
Oh, well, they've already asked me to be a part in it, but, they can't afford me.
And if you want to learn to cook this, you can come to the cooking schools at Distinctive Kitchens.
Mom, he may have beat you. This did you make it?
No.
Now, tell us about your ring.
You've just started. Okay, you've been married 20 years.
In April, 20 years.
20 years. And how long have you been wearing a wedding ring?
I've been wearing a ring since April of 2004.
Did you do something really bad to
No,
have to?
no,
Gary Phillips is with us tonight. One of the owners of one of our absolute all-time favorite restaurants.
Your
Jackson's.
favorite restaurant.
He's only restaurant.
Well, a lot of people have accused me of never going anywhere. The kids are grown in a way, and so my idea of home cooking is Jackson's Restaurant. But Scott, you're in town for a couple of events with the Democratic Party, and this isn't a real, partisan kind of show here tonight.
Sure.
We talk about far more important things.
Yes, like boxers or briefs.
well,
I warned you.
Do you have a none of the above category?
Ooh, commando.
We're the Democrats are the party of personal freedom, so.
I was involved with a lady 18 years ago, a beautiful woman. And we were getting married and we lived together. And unfortunately, we were having a little bit of trouble. And I met another lady. And
Were you having the trouble and then you met the lady, or were
Yes.
you fine and then?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, it was. But not enough trouble to make the mistake that I did.
Yeah.
Okay?
And you actually had a ring for her.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. She never saw it, though. She left me before I got a chance to give it to her.
And so this is the woman that has re-entered your life.
She has, and
How did you reacquaint?
she actually called me
Out of the blue?
out of the blue
And how long ago was this?
2 months ago.
2 months.
And what did you say when she called?
I had no idea what she wanted.
Go into the chapel
no,
and
Dee Dee, you're going to start
we're
bad rumors here.
gonna get
No, I'm the one getting married.
All right. Mom, don't get your hopes up. Cynthia is getting married.
Yes, and this is not for the first time.
Do you know? Or second.
That's It's a
But
secret.
you know, you cannot believe how many people I've run into that said, "What's going to happen to
I know,
Yadda
people
now that
are really-
Cynthia's getting married?"
They're really curious. They want to know. But
Well-
it shows that this works. It shows that, you know, what we write about and what we, you know, what we really want, that we have goals and we can reach them.
How did you decide he was the one? What kind of factors played in? I mean, it's been you've dated a lot of guys.
Yeah, well, you know.
And how did you decide he was the one? Not just because he was willing.
Well, you know, and that, I tell you, that was a big factor. But the night
And you're
that
not
we
being
met,
funny.
No, I'm not, because there are some men who cannot do that. And there are some, you know, our age that have been there, done that enough times that they're not going to do that again.
This may be an all-time first. You're not very convincing.
No, but the wardrobe looks good.
I know, I do like the clothes.
Now, what is that you got there?
This is my favorite kitchen utensil. You know, it comes in very handy.
Okay, now, but you're hyphenated.
Well, yes and no. As you know, timing is everything.
Right.
And when I first married my first husband, of course, I was very, very young, and I thought I'd be married forever, so it was no big deal.
Yeah,
Didn't we all?
Yeah,
Didn't we all?
We'll just get this, you know, we'll just take his name and we'll do this forever.
That's
And then,
right.
of course, 28 years later, after I've established my brand name
Right.
and my professional name, then I do get married to another younger man.
Yes, yay, that's another show. And first, I want to say congratulations. We have something very special to celebrate tonight.
Thank you. I'm getting used to saying it now.
Okay, so you can say it.
I'm 50 today. It's tough, I'm telling you. I think once I get through the day, you know, it'll be different. But
Yeah.
getting through just that initial day of
So-
saying you're 50.
But what does it feel like to be 50? I mean, does it
Old.
feel,
I do. I feel old.
I mean, do you really feel any different than you did when you were like 35? Or?
Yes. I think that he was almost as much of a victim as anyone, because I think that these people were after his money. But, you know, not hearing all the evidence or, you know, watching the dramatic, you know, portrayal of the trial, I mean, I really don't know, but that's just my gut feeling.
No, you know what? I really do agree with your observations, though, because I think he's just as weird as you can be.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, look at what
Come on.
I know,
Yeah, he's
he's
weird.
strange.
Yes.
But I do not think you can be convicted of being a weirdo.
No,
Otherwise,
I'd
most
be
of us
there.
would all be locked up.
Here's the thing. I've gotten several emails, and I need some guidelines here. I need to know.
Oh, you're in the right place.
We can give you lots of advice. You know how old I am. I'm 46. Okay?
Are you really?
I am.
God, you look good.
Thank you. But I'm getting emails from guys as old as 63, and then I've gotten some emails from guys as young as 18.
You go, girl. Oh, no.
Now, I'm serious.
They're legal.
18. What I want to know is how young is too young and how old is too old.
Well, Dee Dee told me that she's not attracted to younger men.
For the most part,
Well,
I'm
I
not.
am. But
I
how
know you
young
are.
is too young?
Well,
Legal.
they need to be legal.
They have to be legal. I've got a son, 20. This conversation is making
I
me
know,
very
it's
uncomfortable.
freaking me
Really?
out.
You mean if your son brought Tawny home and said, "Hey, Mom, meet my girlfriend,"
I would die.
We-
All kinds of things. Not
Yes,
just
we do.
entertainment.
Yes, we do.
Fashion, relationship
Now,
advice.
Jana's over here. Can you see Jana over here?
No, not yet. Don't look at me. We've got cooking advice tonight.
Yes, we do.
Because we're going to be rolling sushi in the third
We're
segment.
going to be rolling our own.
Lisa, who owns Hot Rock Sushi, is going to be here in the third segment, and
Yes.
she is going to be teaching us to roll. I'm just ready to eat it.
Oh, I know. I am too. I'm about to starve to
And in the
death.
second segment, we've got Frankie and Stu Reynolds,
Yes.
and they met. It's like happily ever after relationship, and they met online. That
You know, I think that's so important for people that, you know, that have been through relationships before and that are in that point in their lives.
not us.
There is this new scientific discovery that makes women seem to be at least an average of 6 years younger than they are. This is being perceived by men. And
A mask.
And as you can imagine, it's grapefruit. Grapefruit. It's the scent of grapefruit that makes men think that you are 6 years younger.
And we appreciate you staying tuned, and we'll see you next week.
And we'll see you next week.
We appreciate you staying tuned, and we'll see you next week.
And we'll see you next week. And we'll see you next week. And we'll see you next week. And we'll see you next week. And we'll see you next week. And we'll see you next week. And we'll see you next week. And we'll see you next week. And we'll see you next week. And we'll see you next week. And we'll see you next week. And we'll see you next week. And we'll see you next week. And we'll see you next week. And we'll see you next week. And we'll see you next week. And we'll see you next week. And we'll see you next week. And we'll see you next week. And we'll see you next week. And we'll see you next week. And we'll see you next week. And we'll see you next week. And we'll see you next week. And we'll see you next week. And we'll see you next week. And we'll see you next week. And we'll see you next week. And we'll see you next week. And we
we think you should come and talk to us. I've got Tom over here to my right. He's been through a couple of the stores and he's worked at a couple different places, and I was just going to let him point out what are some of the good points of coming down to Miles Furniture and why you think that it's important that the folks out there in TV land know that.
Well, as I think we've talked before, this is a family-owned store, and so we don't have the regulations that you might run into in a corporately owned store. We try to keep a laid-back atmosphere here, try to be hospitable. I know we've all been through the same kind of thing where you go to whether it's a car dealership or a furniture store, you walk in the door and there's 6 people there waiting to just swoop down on you, and you feel very uncomfortable. We try to avoid that here. We try to greet you somewhere near the door and let you know that we're aware you're here and we're happy you're here. We want you to be comfortable. And then we kind of let you go your way and look. We don't follow you around like a puppy dog or hover over you. And then if you need some help, we've got a lot of experienced people here that can answer your questions and take you through the process.